Halftime on the JAKIB Media YouTube channel. And John, I'll kick it to you pretty quickly. Offense rolling, defense struggling. What did you see out there in the first half?
Well, we talked a lot, Xander, about a potential quarterback controversy. It is here
Well,
officially
John, I
through.
jokingly said 400 yards, not to cut you off, and he's on pace for it.
Yeah, I think 188 at halftime, 14 out of 15.
Yep.
Officially perfect by the NFL's own measuring stick, 158.3 passer rating. He had the one incompletion, which was essentially a throwaway when they were trying to set up a screen. So, I mean, it couldn't be much better. 3 touchdowns. The Jets had 3 touchdowns. The Eagles had 3 touchdowns. The difference is the Eagles had the kicker, in that the Jets kicker struggling mightily with the 2 extra points. Then they had to go trying to chase points, failed on a 2-point conversion. And then Jake Elliott again with the field goal, giving the Eagles a little bit of breathing room at 24-18. But yeah, I didn't expect a shootout. I didn't expect the Eagles offense to be this good. But Gardner Minshew is, and it's not a lot of explosive plays. It's just taking what's there. I mentioned on the pregame show, big day for Dallas Goedert. You saw it, 5 receptions for 98 yards, 2 touchdowns, the first 2 touchdowns of the game. Everything's coming up aces for the Eagles offense. The defense, not so much, but they were able to get the one stop at the end that ended with the Josh Sweat sack. And that's kind of been the difference. It's an arena football game in the first half with just scoring, 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 scoring. Eagles get the one stop, and they have the kicker. And the Jets, who cut their normal kicker, Matt Amendola, because he'd been struggling. And now he looks like Justin Tucker compared to the kid they got out there kicking today.
Yeah, right. Now, John, from your perspective, where do you place the credit? Is this a credit to Nick Sirianni? Is this a credit to Gardner Minshew? Is this a knock on Jalen Hurts? And does this show his deficiencies more than anything else? How do you see it?
Well, I think it's all of the above. I think we talked about this offense would shift toward being more of a pass-centric offense with Gardner Minshew, for both reasons. For he can't run the football like Jalen Hurts, and he'll be more successful in the intermediate zones. And now you get to see Nick Sirianni's offense work with a quarterback who can make those quick reads, get the football out of his hands, get those easy completions, and then you're able to move the football that way. So it's a little bit of everything you just mentioned. Nick Sirianni shifting the game plan to take advantage of that. Gardner Minshew has done a very good job finding those quick reads. And yeah, a little bit of a knock, the fact that Jalen Hurts can't run the offense from a passing perspective like what we saw in the first 30 minutes. And I'll throw in the number 4. I'll throw in the New York Jets. They're not a very good football team, and that's part of it as well. That you're facing one of the worst teams in the league. They struggle defending the pass. They struggle defending the run. Elijah Riley is a starter for them, and he was signed off the Eagles practice squad only a couple weeks ago. So they have some serious deficiencies on the defensive side. But I mean, that performance is that performance. I think it's 14 out of 15, 188, 3 touchdowns, and as I said, a perfect passer rating. I wasn't expecting that. I was
Yeah, and
expecting
like
the
you
Eagles
said,
to
I
win the
mean,
game, but I wasn't expecting that.
right, and like you said, it's not like these are. This is a basic, offense that he's running very effectively, which is why I brought up the point. Is it a bigger knock on Jalen Hurts than anything? Because it's not like we're seeing Aaron Rodgers-esque throws out there. This is basic NFL passing offense, and he's running it well.
Yeah, and I think one of the other telling thing is the Eagles seem to be getting the play calls in quicker. They seem to be running the offense with more alacrity, and no play clocks running down, no worries from that perspective. And that's where understanding where the football needs to go quickly, getting the football out of your hands, and A lot of it, as I said, was underneath. The two touchdowns were throws over the middle, but a lot of it was underneath to Kenny Gainwell, for instance, who's having, I think he's had 5 receptions already in that first half. So it's just taking what the defense is giving them, and that's all that underneath stuff.
Right, and halftime here on Football 24/7. John, I'll let you get out of here because I know you want to get a grub. And on the last note, I know we talked about on pregame your prediction of a big Dallas Goedert game, and that is certainly coming true. He had 5 catches for 98 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first half. So great to see tight end 1 get going out there.
Yeah, and that's been, Dallas has played very well since Zach Ertz has been traded, and last week was sort of the hiccup in that, and he had only 3 targets and 1 reception for 0 yards, and that's another thing. You look at Dallas Goedert last week at MetLife Stadium versus Dallas Goedert this week in MetLife Stadium. Big difference. So, we got a bye week coming up, and the Eagles still got 30 minutes of football to get there. You can't predict another perfect second half for Gardner Minshew, but if it continues to play at a high level, you can imagine what the talk is going to be over the next week plus in Philadelphia.
Yeah, and we joke about the town, but at the end of the day, John, I start to wonder. You highlight Dallas Goedert having a big game versus his performance last week. I wonder if some of the playmakers on the team, as much as they like Jalen and are loyal to Jalen, and we talked about how no matter what Gardner does, Jalen will be in there. I start to wonder if people on that offense will see perhaps what some of the fans are seeing.
Yeah, I mean, you do have to wonder as that moves forward. Obviously, Dallas would be the most obvious today, but Quez Watkins got involved. They had a big 3rd down pickup, which didn't look like much, but was a 3rd and 6. And that's the kind of stuff you have to do on a consistent basis to have a good offense in this league. Eagles haven't been very good at doing stuff like that. When they have been successful with Jalen Hurts playing quarterback, it's generally been because of the run game. And right now it's because of the passing game. It is an interesting dichotomy. You at least have to bring that up.
Yep, that's for sure. All right, Johnny Mac, halftime. We'll let you get out of here and back to the game.
All right, thanks, Andy.
Yep, you got it, man. All right, everyone. We'll see how the second half goes. It's 24-18. The Eagles are leading the Jets. Gardner Minshew, 14 of 15, 188 yards and 2 touchdowns. Dallas Goedert, 98 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns. Offense looks good. Let's see if the defense can pick it up. And we'll see you guys after the game on the live post-game show with Derek Gunn, Mark Farzetta, Devin Caney, and John McMullen will join after the press conferences from MetLife. See you guys after the game.